Okay, we're going to start this video with the guide boat that was built in the summer of 1982, or the summer of 1983. The spring and summer of 1983 I built this guide boat, and this is the opening pictures, and we're going to try to finish this video in 10 minutes. This boat was built on the side of the house in Mineville, and it's built on a slope. My dad, with all of his knowledge, we went down the tracks and we salvaged some railroad ties. We cut them up, and he's got them stacked here, 3 railroad ties that he drove into the ground. We anchored them, and that was our strong back. So the whole time we were building that boat for about a month and a half, we were walking uphill and downhill. That boat was not built on the level. It's level. The boat was level at all times, but we were walking uphill and downhill for a month and a half, and that has an effect on you. These are fiberglass window curtains. I didn't want to spend the money to go out and buy fiberglass at $4 or $5 a yard, so my mother had a bunch of window curtains up in the attic that she had salvaged or kept, that were made of nylon or a synthetic material. So and that's my dad. That's me, all the way I used to be. All the seats, framing, I did all this caning by myself. It took like 1 seat 1 day to cane. You figure a day to cane it. This is the yoke I made. This is laminated spruce, a bunch of just construction grade spruce studs that I laminated together for the yoke. And you can see that I only used about 12 frames. The standard guide boat should have about 32 or 33 frames. I skipped 2 frames, and those are laminated. That's why the boat was outlawed. Here we are in Old Forge at the beginning of the race. This is Albert Spring, who was my crewmate, and his mom and dad. They were really involved. His dad loved guide boats. And I've got the number on it. But this was 1983, the summer of '83. You can see the staples, thousands of staples. Those are laminated out of spruce stud. I took spruce stud and laminated these ribs. They're about 5 or 6 layers thick, deep, and they're probably like 3/8 of or 5/16 of an inch wide, maybe 7/16 of an inch wide, maybe 5/8 of an inch deep, or 3/4 of an inch deep. Laminated. Elmer's glue, Elmer's yellow or white glue, whatever they had at the time. Okay, here's the article, and we're over here in 2-man guide boat competition, Seward Lasham of Mineville, and Albert Spring of Pattersonville placed first in 1701. We were the last ones through. Okay. A lot of these people finished the race. Let's see, the winning number, whoever, like 11 hours was a finish, and it took us 6 hours. These people that were running the race had to wait for the guide boats to come in. We were the slowest boats in the race. That stem right there is laminated ash mahogany. And that mahogany, a kid milled for me in Seattle. I was playing with a boat out in Seattle, and this kid was in an industrial shop in high school, so he milled me a whole bunch of mahogany, and he brought it to me like ribbons of mahogany. So I ended up transporting those back from Seattle in a car, and those are here. This is all ash out here, and then back here I alternated ash and mahogany strips that I brought from Seattle. This is after the, you can see the sander here, but you can see where the seams are for the fiberglass curtain, and I just got done cleaning it up, ready for another coat of resin. Well, that's my dad, and there's two Frenchmen right there, the Peugeot 404 and my father. Couple of big old Frenchmen right there. That's Long Lake. We were camping in Long Lake for the night. That was the first stop. So the first leg of the race was about 35 miles. It was 30 miles of rowing and 5 miles of carry the first day to Long Lake through the Fulton chain. We had the 7 Fulton lakes we had to carry through. So we had a whole bunch of carries that day. And this is Albert, my partner, and his dad. And his dad grew up around guideboats. That's how we met, was through his dad. When his dad heard that I was building a guideboat, he came and investigated. And when he met my dad, they got along so well that that's how the son got involved with me. This guy got his son, who raced boats, raced canoes, to talk me in. There they are. They talked me in to entering this boat in the race. I had no idea. Okay, this fellow right here is Steve Wilcox. This is the guy that won place first in the one man, and I have all the admiration. I hope he's still alive. God bless him. He carried that guideboat 90 miles. He carried it 10 miles and rode it 80 miles in 3 days. I have all the admiration. I'm not worthy to even compare myself to him. He did it all by himself. I had a partner. They're in Long Lake again that night. But this is circa 1983, the canoe racing circuit in upstate New York. You see all these Kevlar boats? That's why they came in so fast. One person on a boat like that, phew, make all kinds of time. And here's what we got. This is what was waiting while other people got fishing equipment and life jackets and expensive store-bought off-the-shelf. Here's what we had for winning the 2-man. And all it was just a little carved canoe like this, guideboat. And my friend Albert had a lot of class. After they gave us this little carving, he went to an engraver and had this engraved to put on mine and his trophy. 90-mile Adirondack, first place 2-man guideboat. But he did that, not the race committee. Okay? And I'm trying to get to the campsite. There it is, right there. Before we run out of time, we're running out of time, but this is one of the most remote lean-tos in the Adirondack. It's the most northern lean-to on the Middle Saranac in the Adirondack Mountain Park. Goodbye.